Rockstar, the guys that made some of the best, some of the greatest, some of the most legendary games of all time. I mean, these fuckers have won every kind of award you can imagine. I'd like to thank Duh. Now, typically when you mention Rockstar, in comes the flood of jizz from every GTA 5 fan and the dudes who played Red Dead 2 but didn't make it past the point that Dutch reveals he's a holiday agent for Tahiti. You wanna buy some tickets, or? And I don't blame you. Mine's in there too. But I want to do something a little bit different today. I want to talk about how I think Rockstar f***ed up open world crime games for the rest of us, and even possibly gaming as a whole. So if you don't believe this deep, intense physical love I have for this company by now, then you can lick the back of my ballsack, sir, because I want to talk about some fucking problems. So you're probably thinking, what the fuck is this dude on? And I promise you it's a lot, but just take a seat. Take a seat. Let me explain the situation. Back in the days of the mid-2000s, Rockstar are in their prime, getting easily the hottest bitches and producing what we still see today as some of the best games in the world. Hitting the strip on a daily, they had to work for that bucks, meaning we got a new game every fucking year for a decade. Competition wasn't massive, but it was enough to keep these fellas on their toes, with countless gaming companies making what they could to get a piece of that juicy market. But there was one company, one above all, one competitor that, despite the lack in sales, whipped out that much smaller willy in confidence and refused to give in. Volition, the one that stands out amongst the rest as the main competitor, making what I would consider the closest rival GTA has ever known, with its own free roam crime game. Saints Row. Something that I'm definitely not biased on, but it's a proven fact that it's better than sex, and it cures AIDS. So there is that. Saints Row took a lot of what GTA had done, and a lot mainly from San Andreas, and made a world-class free roam crime game that was looking like the only real competitor out there to GTA. And you gotta remember, at the time, there was no GTA 4. So this was the first look at next-gen free roam crime games. Look at the PS5 nowadays. Nothing. Fucking nothing. The most exciting part when they announced the thing was the fucking logo.
For the first time, our new logo.
The years passed and the battles raged on, with Rockstar releasing my personal favourite, GTA 4, a game that took GTA into the new world, introducing ragdolls, physics, and Serbians, along with a whole new online mode taking GTA into the new generation console. Bro, fuck off. Even with all these additions, it was obvious. The focus was still very much the single player, and you could fucking tell. The story writing, the build-up, the missions. Just pull your pants down already. Let's just get it done. They really came out swinging with this one while still keeping up with their one game a year. I couldn't fucking wait to see what Volition would respond with. I was edging day and night, fellas, and boy, did they respond. Saints Row 2, the second one, took everything from the first game and made it better. It added extreme lengths of customization, something GTA had just never touched. The story was well written, along with reoccurring characters that were well liked by the fans. Gang hideouts and activities all around. It was insane, the things these fellas were coming up with, and it stuck to the gang aesthetic. For the big fans of San Andreas, it was looking like a great option if you weren't feeling Serbian bowling tonight. But the disparity in sales was fucking glaring. They knew they weren't going to dominate the market, and yet the next one was already in the grinder, baby. And in the midst of these two titans battling it out for the audience that'll probably end up playing both, 2006 passed by, and DLCs as a whole were in the early wee baba stages back then. Halo took a few swings and a couple of different titles, until one man came along. Some say he's a myth, only appears at your deathbed, and made all of it just work. Todd Howard released Oblivion along with releasing the first real set of purchasable DLC. No one had done it to this extent. It was the shark cards of 2006, a way to monetize an already existing game without making a new game from scratch. This is what I call the beginning of the golden years, gentlemen. The years everyone got what they wanted. The players got more content, companies make more money, and I didn't even need to clean up when I nut yet. Nothing came out. Everyone wins. And over the next few years, we blossom, boys. You should have seen it. If you have a favorite single-player DLC, I guarantee it's from this period. Unless you just came out of that ballsack, I guess. Everyone was spitting out premium DLCs. I mean, Bethesda was fucking loving it. And so were the fans. Skyrim made 3 DLCs within 6 months. They have more special editions now than DLCs. Starfield has 1 fucking DLC, Todd. Are you working on the second one, are you? Are you, Todd? And then there was Rockstar's DLCs. Undead Nightmare, Lost and Damned, and that bedtime story of homosexual Tony. We can also say the LA Noire cases, but
You fuck young boys, Valdez.
this is the main bit. It's said that they were the best DLCs a game ever saw. In a lot of ways, I found them better than the original game themselves. It was everything the game offered, juiced up and condensed into a tenth of the time. Premium missions that easily stand out, and so much fucking vibe. I'm swinging out here, baby. Bro, I killed a Sasquatch's family, and I'm watching him break down. It's perfect. Companies followed this direction, with everyone taking their own crack at it. Some better than others, but all in all, extra content for the players. They did some shit on that island, but even they knew that this was how you do a DLC. And while the parties were raging on, a couple of words continued to gain traction. One little line that was almost like a racial slur for a guy making a game with a crime. The GTA clone. A phrase I'm ashamed to say I have uttered myself. And it was a thorn in the side of every open world crime game in the 2000s. And I'm serious, at the time some of these fellas were really catching some heat out here for having a game anywhere close. But my god, did some of these clones get me rock hard. I'm talking clones with Scarface, clones with The Godfather. Fuck it, get me a clone with Vin Diesel and give that man a family. With every new edition receiving more scrutiny from the last from the loyal fans of GTA, and with all these close eyes watching and that constant word ringing in their ear, games began to take what originally made their game and GTA so great and drift away to make their own identities. Saints Row 3. I mean, I've spoken about it before, but this was just the wrong direction for so many reasons, showing a more wacky, cartoony side to the genre and making the whole story virtually non-existent, just barely staying within the same fucking genre. It was ass. It was just so ass. Also killing off the best fucking character of the whole series within the first few minutes. Pretty bad. And it was off screen as well, like what the fuck? But overall it was well received by people that just wanted to play a free roam game. And it wasn't like complete dog shit, it had its moments, but for the fans of Saints Row 2, it was pretty bad. Fuck me, I hate it. I hate it. But the thing is, it actually sold better than Saints Row 2. So Volition were like, fuck it, more dick swords, whatever sell, releasing their next game just 2 years later, a game that was originally made to be a DLC, and a game that outright ruined the open world crime games for the future in my opinion. Saints Row 4, which was you as the president fighting aliens in a simulation where you're basically Superman. It was literally just a Saints Row by name. They steered completely away from what you would consider a competitor to GTA, and almost reinvented itself as a whole different genre, competing against much smaller titles.
There's a bunch of folks here that put it all in and try to stand toe-to-toe against giants, and I think we're doing all right.
Are ya? The story was just fucking awful, half the missions were side activities, and it just felt like more of a sad prototype as Donald Trump for no real reason. Just low-end, outdated shit. Even the graphics of the second game, I think, hold up better than this. You might enjoy this one, as a lot of people do, and, you know, that's fine. You're not really a person or anything, but you know, thanks for stopping by. And no one had really heard about the sales other than 1 million in the first week, and I don't think it did that fucking well because this was like one of the last sales records from Volition before they sleep. A lot of people nowadays like to pin the new game as the smoking gun, and
We love you.
it makes sense. But this game, man, this game really just said, who gives a shit? We make whatever now. And now, a quick word from our sponsor. Like me, you play a lot of games. Why would you want to play all these games with a piss and poo controller? Well, look no further, boys. Introducing the new GameSir G7 controller. They were kind enough to send me their new model just before release, and after years of using £20 USB Amazon controllers, it feels like I've upgraded from a tent to a penthouse, baby. I'm still homeless though. Fully Xbox licensed, perfect for PCs, Xbox One, Series S, X, and even the dudes banging out games on their Android, baby. Look at that. It's a dog. Bluetooth, USB, you name it, boys. Fully rechargeable, and it even comes with a month of Game Pass Ultimate. Now that's sexy. Oh, you're a sweaty nerd. Luckily for you, it's got 4 separate macro buttons and TMR sticks to make sure you don't lose your grip in those real sweaty moments. For those crisp speeders that don't trust themselves with a white controller, it's okay. It also comes in a slick red and black. Shit, maybe I should have got that one. And if you're just a casual, well, seriously, the grip is actually just really nice. I've been using it for the past week, and if you are looking for a solid, reliable gaming controller, you should definitely check it out. If you're watching this, they probably deliver to where you are, unless you live in like South Korea or something. Oh wait, it does. Don't worry, my Korean friends, you too can have a G7 GameSir controller. Not so much the North. Link down in the description for pre-order, releasing July 29th. Back to the video. And then something happened. October 1st, 2013. 2 weeks after the release of GTA 5, GTA Online drops. I was playing it, you were playing it, my nan rose from the dead to play that shit, easily cementing itself as the second best-selling game of all time. Minecraft. You ain't beating that fucking Minecraft, boy. That shit is great. And for the few weeks prior to the online, people seemed to enjoy the single player, the missions, and the characters it brought along with it. Except that Johnny bit. Why they gotta do my boy like that? And when the game released, it was already set in fucking stone that the game would have a DLC. That's what they do. It was written, it was voiced, it was even fucking motion captured. We were ready to go. Trevor was gonna be a secret agent for the CIA or some shit. Not the best idea I've heard, but I haven't seen it, so I don't fucking know. Do I? This was the only one that was mostly finished. You'll find most of the assets left over still in the Doomsday heist. We heard a couple of rumors of an alien invasion one, and the only thing left behind was a rifle that was like, why? And speculation of a zombie DLC, mainly based around Michael's family. Each DLC would take you down all the alternate endings you could have picked, and honestly, it sounds insane. But with the absolute success of GTA Online hitting and inhaling parents' mortgage payments and shark cards, the demand for a single-player DLC just collapsed, while the need for more online missions continued to soar. Suddenly an £8 DLC for months of work sounded fucking worthless, when a kid would just put £25 on to buy a singular online car. So it was completely scrapped, and any remnants of the thing was moved to online as extra missions. Rockstar showed the world you couldn't repackage and sell a DLC 3 times over, so fuck 'em. And this is the path a lot of different games seem to follow. However they could monetize their games the most effective way possible. And as you all might know, Rockstar sets the market. We own the finish line! If Rockstar sucks a dick, they suck a dick. If they think about releasing a game that took a decade to make at $100, they think that piece of shit that took 9 months to squeeze out between their ass cheeks can also be released at $100. These boys have been setting the market since my bollocks had no wrinkles, baby. So yes, I'm slapping some blame on them here. There are some that stuck to their roots and continued down the path of our Lord and Savior, but majority were just drooling at the fact they could throw a season pass in anything. What would they get with that season pass? I don't know. Who fucking knows? Oh look, Season 2. I'm not going to say Rockstar solely invented this problem, as fucking EA was renting kids like high school bullies years earlier, but it was made almost commercially acceptable to mass monetize your game. And the thing is, even if you look now, people still want the DLCs, and Rockstar fucking knows it, with shit like this Undead Nightmare ripoff with Red Dead Online. But that's the only real reason they've gone back. The game's been mostly left to rot because it's too difficult to monetize horses. But Saints Row, the main competitor, had drifted so far away the only thing they could really offer was shitty cosmetics and co-op. It just wasn't dropping that same dollar, nothing close to the endless stream that Rockstar found. All of the DLCs were pretty mediocre, and the only thing they really tried to reach out on was Get Out of Hell, which, of course, £8 for a well-made DLC was no longer viable. So it was released as a full game. I want you to understand the levels Volition were going here. It was a game that was supposed to be a DLC within a game that was also supposed to be a DLC. It's like they wanted to fucking die. They kept trying so hard not to be a GTA clone, yet they adopted Rockstar's new method of making DLCs irrelevant. But without their own unlimited shark cards, anyone who puts a spec too much effort into a DLC now just makes it their own game, slapped within a legendary franchise to warrant a massive price hike. Then there was that glimmer of hope. A Saints Row on the horizon that could save mankind for good, being released as a reboot. What does Saints Row have? Show me gritty gangsters! Oh, fuck! It just ended tragically, going kind of back to the gang shit we all wanted, but just what in the fuck was that? Removing every drop of grit and gangster and turning it into a student cringe slopfest.
Life is hard enough without having to deal with middle managers with no discernible talent telling you how to do your job.
Easily one of the worst open world crime games there is. DLCs were atrocious. I made a whole video on this thing, and once again, it isn't a Saints Row. They just cut the face off this thing and stuck it on. Oh, but it could be an okay game. I don't give a fuck, bro. It's not a Saints Row. The franchise had been so mentally scarred, the idea of going anything remotely close to a GTA game would be unacceptable.
Who's we?
We can sit here and list out all the problems that Volition had brewing, but it all points back to that same thing, trying not to be GTA. There was nothing distinguishing this game from that slight bit of shit that you forgot to wipe at the top of your ass cheeks. Don't lie to me! Even with the terrible release and just all around general poo, it just couldn't monetize itself properly to compete. But that was it. The end for Volition, and overall, Rockstar's only real rival. We're so fucked. There used to be a time where Rockstar's bread and butter would be what game they brought out that year. But with the popularity of GTA Online and GTA itself, not only have they killed off all the competitors in just pure sales and fan backlash, they've also killed off the entire open world crime game scene as a whole, by not even picking up the pieces and making them themselves. One game in a decade. 3 to 4 more Rockstar releases, and I'm fucking dead, bro. But no one is even working on a game similar to this. I would have killed for Volition to keep competing and make their own attempt at a real online mode. Not a deathmatch, not co-op, I'm talking real shit. Now, one excuse is they cost a lot, and Rockstar has been spending like crazy to get every vein in that horse bollock popping. I get it, but one company, one fucking team, $500 billion, an entire country's fucking net worth, and a literal ex-Rockstar employee can't even get close to games made 20 years ago. What the fuck even is this buggy log of shit? You can't even steal cars. Just another title that is trying so hard not to be GTA. Somehow we sit in a day and age where no one else is really working on a standard open world crime game to this extent, despite it being some of the best selling games of all time. Watch Dogs was a semi-decent attempt that just further declined with every release, trying to drift itself apart from GTA.
Do you want to know why I didn't?
Because you're fucking stupid?
Because we have...
And True Crime ended up in Hong Kong and was just never seen again. Maybe the CCP restricted more freedoms. I don't know, but it's gone.
The return of the sausages.
The point I'm trying to make is that every game that gets made trying to hit this same audience got adopted under this GTA clone and tried so hard not to be GTA that it fails to do the core parts of a game like that is supposed to do. It's not even really something a game can own or have rights to, you know? It's just a realistic world environment, good driving, and decent shooting. Overall, a pretty basic fucking concept to a game. 10 years, nothing out there, and still the competitors pretty fucking slim. A decent DLC looks mostly off the table for AAA titles nowadays too, and in return we get some sort of shitty currency that can probably buy more items instead of game time. The free roam crime game scene is virtually extinct. I'm at the point where I'd even take a Simpsons hit and run too, man. I'm not saying Rockstar are completely to blame for all this. There's plenty of shit in people's hands here. I'm definitely looking at you, Volition. But despite making some of the sexiest games, these motherfuckers sure didn't help. So with every game now dead and buried, here we all are, boys. Waiting for the only real free roam crime game there is. Another GTA with no DLC. And hopefully some early money glitches too. I'll see you then!
Ninth Wonder. Lil B. Bass God. Bass.
Thank you, Bass God.
Yeah.